Welcome to the Crawlcast. I'm your host, George Krawczak, and this is how I would book John Cena's final run with the WWE. First off, I want to set a few parameters. I'm going to kind of be honest here. John Cena is a bit over the hill, and he's not still of the days of having great matches. So I'm booking this run in what people want. Key matches and moments of his career with key people he's feuded against and just overall kind of key moments that people want to see. So that's number one. And then number two with the pay-per-views. I don't know exactly what his schedule is what pay-per-views he's going to work and not work, because he is going to work some pay-per-views and not work all of them. He's going to have probably a couple of matches on Raw. So these are just the matches that I think should happen and in the order they should happen, not necessarily a timeline of when they will happen. And that's just a little bit of my fantasy booking. And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Now let's get started. So the first thing is the Royal Rumble. First, what I would do is I would have John Cena come out on Raw and say, I am going to enter the Royal Rumble, give a big passionate speech about how I want to finally break Ric Flair's record and become the greatest world champion of all time. So I'd have him declare for the Royal Rumble and say, I'm going to win this, and then I'm going to beat either Cody Rhodes or Gunther at WrestleMania, and I'm going to win the Royal Rumble and break Ric Flair's record. Then the thing I would do is I would have John Cena lose. I'd have him get eliminated, shockingly, by the Intercontinental Champion, and not the Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker, because I'm going to have Braun Breaker lose to CM Punk. Yes, I think CM Punk should be the Intercontinental Champion going into the Rumble. I think he should enter the Rumble and eliminate Cena. And this is why I'm saying that. Imagine a WrestleMania where you have John Cena versus CM Punk for the Intercontinental Championship. You have The Rock versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. I know The Rock isn't confirmed, but in terms of storyline, I think that would be best. You have Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa for Head of the Table. And then you have Gunther in his match, which right now I'm not entirely sure on who Gunther should face. I haven't figured that out yet. But at this WrestleMania, I don't think there's a good enough reason to have Gunther or Cody Rhodes lose their titles just yet. So basically, in the storyline I'm making, I would have Cody Rhodes beat The Rock, Gunther beat his opponent, and then I would have John Cena beat CM Punk for the Intercontinental Championship. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it'll be a great match. Everyone wants to see it. It'll be on the biggest stage of WrestleMania, and it'll make John Cena a Grand Slam champion. And I think that's kind of the important thing, in the sense that John Cena, we're just trying to fill out his resume here and make him one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So for that, he needs to win the Intercontinental Championship, and I think this is a perfect reason to do it. So then at the next pay-per-view, what I would do is have him say, oh, I'm going to defend the Intercontinental Championship and be a great defending champion. And then who I think should face him would be The Miz. Again, that calls back to maybe his greatest rival. They main evented WrestleMania together. They had all those matches together. Well, they had two WrestleMania matches together, and they feuded for the WWE Championship for a while. And then I would have The Miz beat John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship. I think it should be through shenanigans, like have Maurice interfere and make Cena lose that way. But overall, this is a great callback for his career and a great heel that he's been against. So, and it gets the title on The Miz, who I think is still a decent wrestler and can definitely talk great. And again, John Cena's main quest is the World Championships, not the Intercontinental Championship. This just kind of gets him there to get him a Grand Slam champion. So I'd have him lose to The Miz by chicanery, have Maurice interfere, and then I would have him come out the next night on Raw and say, okay, now that I've lost the Intercontinental Championship, I'm going back to my goal, and that is to win the World Championship. I want to beat Cody Rhodes before I retire. That's what I want to do, is beat Cody Rhodes before I retire. And then all of a sudden, during his speech, you hear I hear voices in my head, and Randy Orton interrupts him, and he's like, hey, you're not the only one that wants to win the WWE Championship before he retires. I have a connection to Cody Rhodes. I helped mentor him, and train him in Legacy, and I haven't gotten my shot at his title yet, so I should be next in line to face Cody Rhodes. And then all of a sudden you hear a dun, 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 and Brock Lesnar returns. And this sets up and he says, I already beat Cody Rhodes, so I should be the one to face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. And so this sets up a triple threat at the next pay-per-view. John Cena versus Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar, with the winner facing Cody Rhodes at Money in the Bank. And I just want to say the main reason I'm making this a triple threat, and obviously who knows if Brock Lesnar is coming back or not, it's just that John Cena has history of both of them. Randy Orton, again, is one of his, if not his greatest rival. And then you have Brock Lesnar, who John Cena has feuded with profusely for the WWE Championship, where Brock Lesnar squashed him at SummerSlam, and he was Brock's first match back when he came back at Extreme Rules. So I just think this would be a great triple threat. And then there's this one spot where I just thought would be really creative in a triple threat, and I think this would be the best participants for it to do, is think about this, is that Brock Lesnar is about to suplex Randy Orton, okay? So he has him back, and as he's throwing Randy Orton back, John Cena's standing behind him, and Randy Orton hits an RKO, like, mid-suplex into John Cena, if you can kind of visualize that in your head. I just thought that'd be a very creative spot and a very great spot just, for Randy Orton to do in a triple threat. So in this match, I would have Brock Lesnar win. And now we're seeing we're kind of seeing doubt in John Cena, like, hey, can I really do this? I am getting old. I am not as good as I used to be. Can I still be the best wrestler and defeat Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship? So then I would have to have John Cena say, okay, I can't get my title shot through winning these matches, so I'm going to enter Money in the Bank, and I'm going to win Money in the Bank and cash in on Cody Rhodes and win the WWE Championship that way, because he failed at the Rumble, he failed in his match against Lesnar, and now he wants to enter Money in the Bank. I would have a qualifier match on Raw, Randy Orton versus John Cena, one last time, one-on-one, just the two of them, and I would have Randy Orton win. And I think Randy Orton should win because, number one, I do think Randy Orton would be better in Money in the Bank than John Cena, because I just think John Cena isn't interested in maybe taking some of those high-risk maneuvers and potentially getting injured, and we don't want John Cena getting injured, obviously, for this story. And also, I think it's good sowing the seeds of doubt, saying, well, maybe John Cena won't win the championship. Maybe he can't do it. Who knows? It's kind of building John Cena has always had confidence in himself, and now he's kind of sowing the seeds of doubt, like, oh, maybe I'm not doing this. So I'd have him lose to Randy Orton, and then I would have John Cena come out and say, okay, I can't get it done. Clearly, I cannot face Cody Rhodes for the championship, and I cannot get the match. But there is another champion that I can beat, and that is Gunther. I can beat Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that still counts as breaking Ric Flair's record for most world title wins. And then I would have Seth Rollins come out and say, wait, hold on, why do you get to skip the line and face Gunther? You already blew your opportunity. And this kind of calls back to both their SummerSlam match and when Seth Rollins broke John Cena's nose on Raw. And he would say, hey, I never got my fair rematch because when I got my rematch, I was screwed over by both CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. And so I never properly got my rematch for the title. So then I'd set up John Cena versus Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank, and the winner faces Gunther at the next pay-per-view. And in this match, I would actually surprisingly have John Cena win. I would have John Cena beat Seth Rollins and then face Gunther at the next pay-per-view, which I believe would be SummerSlam. So at that SummerSlam, I would have John Cena versus Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So in this match, I would kind of make it a squash match, where Gunther just kind of beats John Cena, where John Cena has a little bit of burst in between, where maybe he hits Gunther with an or gets him in an STF or hits him with an AA. Kind of like I'd kind of do an identical thing where what John Cena and Brock Lesnar did at SummerSlam, or what AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar did at Survivor Series, or what Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar did at Survivor Series, where you say Gunther is clearly the better wrestler and is better than John Cena, but John Cena has to work smarter instead of harder, and say, okay, I can outsmart him. I can get him here and there and try to work at outsmarting Gunther to beat him. But overall, I'd kind of make this a squash match and say, okay, these wrestlers are younger and just better than John Cena, and he is struggling to keep up, and he just cannot do it anymore. And so maybe he can't and shouldn't win the world title. And so what I would have him do is just come up on Raw and say, okay, I didn't beat Gunther, but Cody Rhodes. I need a shot at Cody Rhodes beating him for the WWE Championship. That's all I want, is one shot. Okay, I haven't been able to earn it, but I just need my opportunity, and I will take it. And then he gets interrupted by saying, hey, there's one other person doing their retirement tour that wants to face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. So what I'd do is AJ Styles versus John Cena, because at this time AJ Styles will also be kind of on his retirement tour, and I think this should be John Cena's final match on Raw, and the winner of this will face Cody Rhodes at whatever the next pay-per-view is for the WWE Championship in their final match ever, saying it'll either be John Cena's final match ever for the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes, or it'll be AJ Styles' final match ever for the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. And I like it because I think this could at least throw a little bit of doubt, in the sense that instead of obviously John Cena's winning, say, well, AJ Styles, they had two really good matches at, what was it, Backlash and the Clash at the Castle. So he could win, and he's looking to retire. Or it could be John Cena. Either one has a good shot at winning. But, of course, what I would do is have John Cena win. Because, again, I think this would be a great final match for him on Raw, because it's Mr. TNA versus John Cena again, and it's a callback to their great trilogy at Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and I believe the Royal Rumble. So, or I would have it on SmackDown, because AJ Styles and John Cena were on SmackDown during that great SmackDown Live period. So, like I said, I would have John Cena win. So this is it. Whatever the pay-per-view is, I don't know what it would be. It might be Survivor Series. I don't know. It could just be some random one, because it's weird. Honestly, I wish John Cena would just take it to WrestleMania and retire at WrestleMania, but no, he said he wants to retire at the last pay-per-view of 2024. Or I take that back, 2025. And so Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. This will be John Cena's last match ever. So what will happen? Will Cody Rhodes retain? Will John Cena break Ric Flair's record and be the greatest world champion of all time? Who knows? So yes, in the end, I would have John Cena beat Cody Rhodes for the world title. And how I would end this is have him, like, kind of a super long match with a lot of nice, near falls. It could go either way, but in the end, John Cena wins and breaks Ric Flair's record. And then what I'd do is the next night on Raw, I would kind of have a John Cena appreciation night, where he relinquishes the belt, gives a big retirement speech. Maybe they show some highlights, people coming down to the ring, hugging him, celebrating him, wishing him goodbye. And then what I'd do for the WWE Championship, I'd put it in the Royal Rumble. Say the winner of the Royal Rumble will win the WWE Championship. Because it hasn't been there in a while, and I feel like this is kind of a perfect setup if they either want to put it back on Cody, or if they want to make a new wrestler, kind of whoever's popular at the time, have them win it, and then maybe Cody will face them at WrestleMania for effectively his rematch clause. But I just think this will be a great way to end Cena's career. It'll be a great way to potentially build a new feud for Cody Rhodes. And I think this run, kind of makes what everyone wants, is no one really wants Cena facing anybody new. He just wants them to try to win the world title and have hopefully some great matches with some of his greatest rivals in his career. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money, and I'll see you on the next one.